Hello everybody, my name is Mason117 reporting for duty, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time, to a beautiful new game called Subnautica 2. Now, Subnautica 2 is a new game. It is in early access, so there's a lot of things that might change, so this tutorial might not last or survive the test of time, let's say, but Subnautica 2 is a good baseline because it's its own standalone story. It's a new world, a new planet. There's a few references to the first game in this one, but nothing, you don't need to know anything from the first game to experience this game at all. It's a complete isolated story, I believe. So today we are going to be building your first base. It's going to be a simple one corridor starter base, and I'm going to show you how to get to it right away. It took me probably way too long to figure out how to build a base. I jumped out and swam straight and just looked around all over the place except for the one place I needed to go to learn how to build the base. So before we build the base, there's a few key early game tips and tricks that I'll tell you right off the bat. The first and biggest enemy persistent throughout the entire game is going to be inventory space. Inventory space is bar none the biggest enemy in this game. You will never ever have enough inventory space ever. So staying efficient with your inventory space, grabbing what you need to craft what you're looking to craft is honestly, that's the key. So the first few things that we're going to want to craft right away are going to be the hand tool. So we're going to right click and pin that in the top right. We need 3 titanium. We're also going to want this scanner. We're going to pin that to the top right as well. And the scanner has another component that's needed, which is a battery. So we're going to come into resources here. We're going to right click. We're going to click on battery. So that's going to tell us all the different list of things that we're going to need to find and gather in order to build all this stuff. So right away, we're going to jump into the water here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the resources. Now, I've got all of the PDA stuff turned off, all the voices turned off right now. You can see she is talking there, but I want this to be as spoiler free as possible, so you guys can experience that side of the game for yourselves, the story and all that. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about where you can find all the resources in the game, because it honestly took me way too long to figure that out too. So titanium and quartz and copper you can find just on the seafloor, generically, kind of around everywhere. Titanium you're going to find in hot spots on the floor, just on the seabed. That's just where it's going to be. I would recommend, instead of grabbing titanium just in single nodes, unless you're doing something small like this, find scrap metal. Keep scrap metal, because for every 1 scrap metal you can make 4 titanium ore. So we just got 3 titanium. We're going to come in here and we're going to build our first tool, which is going to be the survival multi-tool. Awesome. We're going to unpin that because we don't need that anymore. We're going to jump back into the water. All right, the next thing that we're going to need is going to be copper. Copper you're going to find in the inside and on the ceiling of cave walls like this. So there's this little spore thing that likes to spit at us. We're not too worried about it right now. And quartz, which is the third most important mineral that you'll need to start, is going to spawn on the inside of these orange coral beds. It'll spawn on the inside here on the kind of opalescent surfaces inside. So we're just going to grab a couple quartz while we're here. I'm going to grab all this copper off the walls here. Now they're not usually in veins like this. Usually they're just kind of sitting on the walls. There's no other example I could show you here. Let's see here. If we swim up here, maybe there's one up here. Man, those little gas bladders, they really have it out for me right now. All right, we should have enough copper. That should be plenty. All right, we're gonna swim back to the pod here. All right, so we're gonna make a battery here, and we're gonna make our scanner. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, this scanner, again, I would scan everything. We're not gonna worry too much about scanning right now. I'm gonna drop off all this copper here. Drop that scrap metal in there, and let's jump down one more time into the deep. All right, so we're gonna swim again. This is just, what is this? It's just northeast of your pod, like 10 meters maybe. We're gonna swim all the way down to the bottom of this kind of hole here, and we're gonna see, okay, there's a titanium node here. This is a medium-sized node, and we're gonna break that, and we're gonna get 3 titanium out of that. You couldn't really tell. We're gonna get 3 titanium. As you see, we have 4 titanium. It takes up 4 spaces in our inventory. This one node, this one metal salvage is worth 4 titanium. So again, inventory space, super important to keep that inventory space under lock and key. So we're also gonna grab some of this brain coral looking stuff here. We're gonna drop some of my titanium and quartz in here really quick and grab this last little piece before we go. And we're gonna swim to the top. Go, 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 go. Ooh, tell me I didn't die. Oh, just barely made it. All right, these things are super important. These little, especially really early on, having these little extra storage crates. Going to just drop that right there. We're going to go down below here. Grab some of these bubbles. We're going to grab this little chest here. Boom. Some titanium while we're here. All right, so get some copper there. Oop, dropped the crate on accident. They kind of restricted all the different interactions to left click in this game, which is fine, it works, but sometimes they overlap with each other in inconvenient ways. Just like that right there. It's just spam clicking the copper node so I could get it, and then ended up dropping my little chest. It's not that big of a deal. Quick, swim over and get some more oxygen from the bubble pooper. Come on, bubble pooper. Oxygen, please. Alright, let's go back up to the top now that we're done being weird. We're never done being weird. Weird is cool. Alright, let's jump onto the ship here. Drop this down. Drop it down like that. Kind of look straight horizontally, and you'll drop them pretty much perfectly horizontal if you're not dumb like me. Hey, and then I keep picking it up on accident. So now, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna swim over to this little ooh, before I forget, make an extra battery. It's good practice to just have a battery on your person anyway. I'm gonna make 2. So have an extra battery on your person, because if you run out of juice, let's say on this or some of the other tools that you'll be able to build later, you're kind of SOL, right? So having an extra battery on you is very helpful. Keep you out of trouble. We're gonna grab this one because it's got more copper and titanium in it. We're not too worried about quartz right now. All right, so here we are. We're at the Welcome Center. This is one of the first places that Noah will send you. My biggest tip in this game is this is a game about exploration. Go to the Noah nodes, just follow along with where Noah sends you, and you'll unlock a smooth progression of stuff. But don't just go to this location. Like there's where Noah wants me to go. Noah wants me to go talk to the Noah node inside of this facility. But just off to the side here, there's a bunch of different helpful blueprints that we can scan. And over the edge here, I know this looks deep and this looks terrifying, but over the edge here, there's more stuff. Just, you can kind of see it just out of the range. It's about 100 meters deep. There's more useful stuff down there. So like explore, go grab stuff. Don't just go and grab the Noah node. Look around, you know, go to the Noah node, and then like within 50 meters of the Noah node itself, or the 50 meters of the waypoint, kind of look around, because you're going to find blueprints that are going to be very helpful to you in the future. We're going to scan this right away. We're going to come over here and grab that scrap metal. We're going to put a battery in right here.
All systems online.
Turn it on. I'm going to ignore Noah. He's going to want me to talk to him. I'm not too worried about it. Let's come up here, get some air. Just enough air to work. And we're going to grab, this is basically like your special abilities. You got a dash here. The dash is the most useful one, I would say. And then you've got the O2 control. This one, basically makes it so you swim faster when you're near the sea floor. It's but it's really not that great. I would say keep this one active and keep this one active. Because now look, when I'm moving, my O2 is going down, if you look in the bottom left there, but then I stop. And it pretty much doubles your O2 timer by a lot. So if you're sitting there listening to a PDA file or something like that, or a black box, super helpful, super helpful. We're gonna come down here and we're gonna move to the next part of the base building section. So in this box just right of the welcome center, you'll find the habitat scan, the habitat builder. That's how you're gonna unlock the blueprint for all the different tools, is finding the tools out in the ocean and scanning them. And then just under this piece of scrap metal here, there's a hole. You can swim down underneath. You can also swim underneath from these little sections here. And you got the second habitat builder. If you can't find that one, then just behind the habitat, or just behind the welcome center over here, there's another one down right. I believe it is right there. I think that's it right there. So you got another habitat builder right there. So they want you to be able to build a base almost immediately. Now that we've got the habitat builder scanned, we're gonna go back to the drop pod here, the escape pod, and we're going to look at what that requires. So it requires copper wire and glass. We can build copper wire and we can build glass. Bada bing, bada boom. Now we get the habitat builder. Awesome. So now that we have the habitat builder, this is totally huge. Sorry, my bad. This is huge. We're ready to go. We're pretty much cooking with gas now. So let's bring the habitat stuff, all of the structure building stuff, all your titanium, your quartz, your copper. We're gonna bring that kind of over here. And I want to stay next to this vent, and we'll learn why in a future episode. I won't go over that right now, but it will be important. We're going to drop that right here. We're going to come and grab our second crate that we left by the welcome center. Where the heck is... There it is. Grab that really quick. The awesome thing about Subnautica 2 is that your builder will automatically pull from containers nearby. We're going to put this first one, so you just right click, you select corridor, we're going to drop that first one right here. And that O2 adaptation that we have, so you see it in the top right under the 5 meters deep, that flashing O2 lungs, that's the special ability that we got. It's basically making it so we could sit underwater for a long time while we're not moving. We're going to build a hatch on the front here, and then we're going to go into exterior facilities. We're going to put a quartz, sorry, we're going to put a solar panel right there. We need some quartz, that's all right. We can easily find some quartz. And come over, we're going to finish building this up. We're going to put that down. We're also going to put a habitat beacon. I like to put it on the bottom, just because it's out of the way. And then I like to rename it, what should we name it? Man, what should we call it? It doesn't really matter, huh? Tutorial base. There you go, we got tutorial base, and you can go into your PDA here, just hit tab, go to signals, and then you can edit that and basically change the color. I like to change my bases to green. Just kind of let me know where home is. But all right, so the exterior is done. That's pretty much all that we need on the exterior. We're gonna go inside this little hatch here, and we are going to build a fabricator is the first thing that we're gonna put up, followed by a wall lock. Let's go ahead and put this down right next to it. Oh God, I'm gonna cough. And we're gonna rename this one miscellaneous, misc, and we're gonna put a couple more, 3 more. And that's going to help us finish building these up. And I'm going to rename these. You don't have to, but I'm going to rename them titanium, copper, and the importance of these materials are in this order, I would say, and quartz. All right. Well, yeah, and that's pretty much it. From here on out, this is, I mean, it's kind of all on you at this point. You can expand from this in whatever way you want. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see us make another tutorial on advanced base building or expansion. I might do a playthrough of this game. I've played a little bit, probably about 20 hours so far. So let me know if you want to see a playthrough, and maybe I'll do a solo run or on stream or something like that. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments below. The secret phrase for today's video is base builder. The secret phrase pretty much just tells me you watched the whole video, you watched it throughout, and you enjoyed it enough to finish it. And yeah, so it's a little extra a nod to me, and plus it adds some interactivity on the video. It helps. So yeah, that's all I have for today, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, this is Mason117 signing off one last time. I'll see you at spawn. Love you, bye.